Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Mayank Agarwal and today is day 23 of our Hello Python series. So in this video, we are going to actually learn about for loops. I'm really happy to see how far we have come. So please make sure that you attend each and every video and master Python once and for all. So now let's get started with for loop, see how it is different and where exactly it can be used. So let's start and go to the screen. Okay everyone, so let us now try to understand about for loop. Okay, so for loop is actually another loop we have seen while before in the last video. So which allows us to run a block of statement or code multiple times. Okay, so the intuition or the idea is same exactly, that for loop is there through which we can run a piece of code multiple times on something, right? For loop is present in lots of programming language, though syntax and behavior can be different. Yeah, that's one major difference. And in Python, actually, that is a little bit more different. So I will make sure that I clear that in this slide, basically in these, when I would say teach you for loop. So please pay a lot of attention here because else it gets a lot confusing. So in Python, for loop specifically runs on each element of an iterable or a sequence. Okay, so at this time, I think it makes sense that I also clear the air in between what's the difference between iterable and a sequence. So pay attention everyone. Let's say iterable is actually something, let's say you have some balls in a bag. Okay, so let's say this is a bag where you have different color balls, right? So I can actually iterate over them, though there is no order in them, right? There is no order in them, but I can say that, hey, give me the first ball, give me the second ball. So let's say I just have these pens in front of me, right? So let's say I have 3 pens. Now I can choose one from them, but there is no order, right? When the balls are in a bag, you can say, hey, give me one ball, give me another ball, but you cannot say that give me the second ball, like second in the order, or I would say second in this sequence which is written, right? So it is just an iterable that you can pick up one by one and you can work on something. The same thing which we were doing on loops, right? While we were doing it, we used to, like, let's say when we were printing the numbers, we used to first pick up 1, then 2, then 3. So it was working on number, right? In a similar way, an iterable can actually have I would say it can be worked upon one by one, but there is no sequence. Okay. Different to that, or I would say in contrast to that, let's say if all these, and let me use it yellow pen only. If let's say all these are kept on a table and in a particular sequence, right? Let's say this is the first ball, this is the second ball, and say let's say this is the third ball, right? So now you can say, hey, give me the second ball. Then I'm sure that, okay, I'm going to give you the white ball, right? So in that way, this is the major difference between, I would say, an iterable and a sequence. Now every sequence is actually an iterable, okay, because it can be iterated or worked upon one by one. Like I can here work on the first ball first, then second ball, then third ball, okay. But every iterable is not a sequence. So let me make sure that this is also clear and let me draw that. So the hierarchy is something like this, okay. Whatever shape it is. So pay attention everyone. Let's say if this is a second, yeah. So let's say this is a sequence, right? So every sequence is an iterable because we can actually select things one by one, but there is an order as well. Okay, so it is an iterable with an order. That's the major difference. For loop actually works on an iterable, like wherever you can pick up things one by one, wherever you can say, yeah, okay, first pick up this pen, then pick up this pen, and then pick up this pen. Order or not doesn't matter, but you can work on them one by one. Then it kind of means that yes, there is it is an iterable where for loop can be applied. Okay, so let us see the same in I would say practical as well. This is actually the sequence of for loop, I would say, in C++. Now of course this is not the way, like in Python majorly for loop there's a difference, right? It is not working on a particular, I would say, start or a stop way. Like we can make it work on that, but the understanding or the overall intuition is different. Python for loop actually, as I told you, works on an iterable. Okay, so let us try to understand the same by example. 1 second. Yeah. So for loop, okay, pay attention everyone. So let's say if I have a name which is Mayank. Okay, now this Mayank is actually a sequence, like M, then A, then Y. So you can pick up character one by one. If I write for ch in name, so this is the sequence. Okay, this is the syntax. Let me show you the syntax here as well. So syntax is for some variable, okay, for some variable in, I would say, some collection or some iterable. Whenever the case is like this, there is some variable in some collection, then we can work on that. And as soon as so it will pick it one by one. You don't have to specify, you don't have to increase it. Okay. So there is just one more thing which I would like to explain you here. So when we were dealing with, I would say, while loop, okay, let's say this is my name, Mayank. For loop is directly picking up m, then a, then y. But in while loop, you have to basically tell the index basically. So if it is 0, 1, 2, you have to increase it one by one to go to the next character. But for loop, it actually picks it up one by one. So there is also, I would say, the difference of index as well as the element altogether, right? So for loops directly works on element. So it is gonna pick it one by one. You don't have to increment or decrement anything. Okay. If it is working on a sequence, if it is working, I would say, on an iterable, it will just pick it up one by one and be over with it. Okay, and be over with it once it has done on everything. And then again, of course, the concept of break and everything will follow. If you want to stop in between based on something, that is fine. But it's gonna pick up each and every element one by one, and it's gonna stop once everything is exhausted. Okay, so let us see the same in action now. Let us see the same in action. For ch in name, okay, let's say I'm just printing ch. And you're gonna see that it picked up m first, then a first, then y first, then a, then n, and then k. Okay, let us see the same thing, I would say, quickly on here as well. So let's say this is the thing, name is equals to Mayank. And let us see what exactly is going to happen now. Okay, so start and num we can actually go like we should be fine with them as well. Should be fine. So name is defined as Mayank. Now pay attention. Ch first it is m. Okay, it printed ch. Then it is gonna become a. So I'm not increasing it. See, I'm not saying here pick up a after that, pick up y after that. No, I'm not doing that. But everything is working. It is basically, you will see that the character is changing here. Character is changing here. Now it became n. Now in the last, okay, this is k. And because it is k and the sequence has emptied, okay, so it will go here last time and it will come out of this. It will come out of this and print done. So this is the major, I would say, idea or major thing about for loop which you have to always understand. So anytime you are working on a sequence, okay, and I'm going to teach all these things like iterable majorly. So let's say any iterable like list, dictionary, set, okay, all these tuple which we are going to cover in the next module, majorly in the next, I would say, classes. For loop is very good in that. Okay, and I can define a list here. So should be fine if you don't know that. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I can write now for I in L1, I can just print I. And I hope you understand that what exactly is going to happen, right? So it's going to pick them one by one and just do it. Okay, there is, I would say, if you have to do the same thing in while, you have to do something like this. While start 0, while start is less than, okay, start is less than length of your L1, length of your L1, print L1 of start. So this is just I'm doing indexing, but you have to make sure that you increase the start, else it's going to print the first element only. Now it's going to do the same thing, but you have to make sure of this. For on the other hand, picks the element one by one. Okay, so just the intuition is very clear. Okay, you have these things in front of you. If you can pick them one by one, okay, you don't need to specify. You know that, okay, it's a iterable, things can be picked one by one. I'm going to pick it one by one. Okay, so that's the very major difference between for and while loop, especially in Python. Okay, so no major as such condition or anything is there. It's just that till it finds that, okay, it can pick things from here, it's going to pick it up. Okay, once it gets exhausted, then you're going to come out. You can break, continue, all the other things are actually in the similar way as well. So let's say if I is equal to 3, then maybe if I want to break, so I can break the loop, then you're going to just see 1 and 2. If I now want to continue, okay, then you can see 3 is not getting printed. If this is not understood, please see the last video where I've explained break, continue and pass. Okay, so I hope this is clear, everyone. Now if you will see one more thing here, because for loop handles that it has to go to the next, I would say, next element of the iterable, I don't have to do anything here as well. Rather, I cannot do. If I will do I is equals to I plus 1, I think it will give an error or something, right? So see, you change this I, you change this I in between, it doesn't matter, like it, you are changing it, should be fine. On the next iteration, it's going to pick up the next one. So it doesn't care about that, what you are doing with that. So just to show you this as well, let me just quickly change this code. So let us see, instead of this, I am taking it as a list. Okay. So pay attention, everyone. If I is equals to 3, okay, what I'm doing is I'm just doing ch is equal to ch plus 1. So now pay attention what exactly is going to happen. Okay. Yeah, so this name is actually a kind of a list. So this is why it is showing like this. Now let me go to the first one. Yeah. So see, -2, everything is fine. Now if this I've created, so see, if I is equals to 3, no, it is not. Okay, I think it is given an error, my bad. Let me just change it to ch. That would be better. Okay. So pay attention, everyone. Now it should be fine. Yeah. So on 2 it is also fine, it's going to print 2. Now when you change it to 4, okay, you change it when it was 3. So see, pay attention here, what happened. CH is equals to 3, you change it to 4, it's going to print 4. But again, because the next element is 4 only, because the next element is 4, it's going to pick it up. That thing is not gonna basically go away. Okay, so this thing is very much important to understand here, because unlike, I would say, condition based, this works on a iteration where it is picking one by one. So let's say again, with the pens, if I explain you, if I pick up this pen, fine. If let's say I got this black pen, I want to remove this thing and anything, or I would say delete, do anything with that, it's fine. For loop anyway, next gonna start with the next element which is there in this iterable. Okay, so that's, yes, that's the major, I would say, understanding about the for loop in Python. So this is the overall, I would say, syntax. Closes automatically after running for each element of a collection. Okay, so this is all the thing majorly which we have to do. Examples I've already shown you. Now let us try to run, I would say, a program, write a program to take a string and output all the character except vowels. Okay, so let us do this question, everyone. One second, yeah, pay attention. So let's say I am taking my string, okay, st is equals to input, right? Then let's say I'm just basically doing anything, so a very long string. See, for ch in st, okay, if my ch in a, e, I, o, u, I'm going to do continue. Now I hope you remember this in as well, membership one, which I've told. If not, you can find the video on the membership operator in the Hello Python series. So please go through that. If this is not the case, then I'm going to print ch. Okay, and I don't need to actually worry about it. It's going to take it one by one. And here I can just print. Okay, pay attention. See. So vowel was there, NVA. You will see that A is not here. NVL, J, B, N, like that. Okay, so pretty easy question, but yeah, that is how we can do it if the understanding is clear. Many students basically suffer that in understanding that if you increase something or if you do something, they basically do that to all the variables which are after that, and that is not the case. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, everyone. About cool, everyone. So I hope this was helpful. Now again, please make sure that you see this video again, understand the intricate level differences between while and for loop. Okay, see what I've explained you in sequence and I would say table, because then I'm going to give you, I would say, one of the assignment after once we complete this iteration part, which you are gonna basically test, which are gonna test you on all the things which you have learned in iterations. Okay, so if any doubt is there, please ask that in the comments. I hope you're liking the way I'm teaching. Please make sure that you like this video and comment all the things which you're liking. And yeah, do share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel, because I'm of course going to bring such an awesome content for all the other topics as well. Thank you.